Deshaun Watson and his teammates. So Deshaun threw his first touchdown to Donovan Peoples-Jones on Saturday, ran to the end zone, and they have personalized celebrations with Deshaun Watson where they did this preordained handshake thing that ended with like a wipe his nose, like off the face mask. So I have to ask, Danny, if while we were working at Ridiculousness, Andy Dick got hired as a writer, do you think you guys would come up with a synchronized dance move every time a joke landed in the room? Would you spend time with Andy making sure that your cool TikTok dance looked good enough to post? It's insane.
I would be openly shitty to Andy Dick until they promoted Andy Dick to my boss and then he fired me.
Man, I just remember the time I tried to teach Danny a handshake and then he ended up with carpal tunnel syndrome.
Haynes, have you ever had to, I'm sure we all have, but work with somebody shitty who you knew was shitty, and then did you decide to come up with a celebration with them together?
Well, I worked with you guys for a long time, and I'm not saying you're shitty. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you know some of the people I worked with.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I think the celebration more was like, I really loved a coded celebration. Let's say there's a guy who we all worked with who was never funny, but he pitched so hard that it was always, it would dominate, it was like literally somebody like performing seppuku, on the conference table. And every time he would pitch, I would have somebody in the room that was like a designated, like, we're going to meet eyes and we're going to acknowledge this. And that felt good. You know what I mean? I think it was probably very similar to, like when you're in a POW camp and you see one of the guards kind of trip, like that there's a small amount of joy.
So you're saying maybe Nick Chubb like shot a glance over to like David Njoku and they're like, these fucking guys, check them out.
We got to watch their eyes.